We're back again for another Monday Morning Quarterback. Tonight is episode 245, and we are going to talk about torsion bars in depth. We did last week on dimensions. Tonight's topic really is, I got two bars, they say they're the same rate, but they feel totally different in the race car. Why or how can that possibly be? So we're going to talk about that in tonight's topic. A question that came in on a previous video is actually about torsion bars, and it was solid versus tubular bars. We don't hardly see any solid torsion bars anymore in our industry unless we're getting down to like 3/4 inch diameter, like junior sprint and 270 bars. Pretty much all the micro, midget, sprint car bars across the board are tubular. We don't even stock solid torsion bars anymore for that reason. But the guy's question did bring up a good point, and it was, do solid bars last longer than tubular bars? And the simple answer is yes, because the yield rate is much higher on a solid bar than a tubular bar. So when a bar goes bad, you're getting it right to that breaking point, and the more times you get there or cross over that threshold, you're diminishing the life of the bar. A solid bar, that yield point or threshold where you're going to ruin it is much higher. Why don't we run them anymore if they last longer? They're just heavier, they're slightly slower reacting, and you know, the industry is all about being light, and so tubular torsion bars have been the norm for the last 20-25 years or so. But good question. So tonight we're going to show you a little video that we filmed earlier, and I'm going to break down all of the things you should take into consideration with your torsion bars, and why you shouldn't mix and match brands of torsion bars, and all of that. So without further ado, here's that video. How's it going, everybody? Tonight we're going to talk about why two torsion bars marked the same might feel a little bit different, especially if they're different brands. Last week we talked about kind of all the key dimensions of a torsion bar, one being the effective length. So clearly if a bar has a different effective length, it's going to feel different. So if you have two, this is a 975, so if you have two 975 bars, one's a 23-inch effective length and one is a 24-inch effective length. The 24-inch effective length bar is going to be softer because it's turned down for a longer distance. The other thing that's really important and most people don't realize is last week I measured this 975 bar and I told you it was like inch 55. So people would think that's a 1050 bar, but it's not. So gosh, going back maybe 30 years now, when everybody ran a solid torsion bar, if this was a solid 975 bar, that diameter would be 975 because that's how they rated them. When we went to hollow bars, the bar manufacturers had to figure out what outside diameter they needed during the effective length for it to spring rate similar to a 975 solid bar. Because if they just turn this down to 975, it would be way too soft. Each bar manufacturer is going to determine what that diameter needs to be so they get their 975 to rate how they want. So again, two different brands of bars, you might measure that and you might get, you know, inch 55 on one of ours, and another brand might be inch 65 or inch 70. That diameter difference is going to play a huge effect in the overall spring rate and how it's going to feel. The other is the ID bore size. So whether it's a tubular bar or a gun drilled bar, the ID of that tubing or the gun drill of that solid bar, that ID is going to play a great effect in what the overall spring rate of the torsion bar is. So those are all things you can measure. The last one, which is kind of the secret sauce to a torsion bar, is what the heat treat spec is. So depending on how hard they get this bar when they heat treat it, that's going to change the way the bar feels and the way the bar rates. So that's another area that will greatly affect how the torsion bar feels. I always recommend to run the same brand of bar in all four corners. I think mixing and matching bars is kind of like mixing and matching shocks. You have different curves. Different brands of bars have different rebound rates and different feels, and I think you're just asking for trouble if you have a couple different brands of bar in the car. I would stick with the same. One bar may feel like smoother and more consistent, and the other bar may not feel as good, and that could be a bad heat treat or just a spring rate that you're not comfortable with. So all things to keep in mind: effective length, diameter, and heat treat are all going to be things that are going to contribute to what the overall spring rate is and how that spring rate feels, which are very important to the handling of your car and seat of the pants, what the driver's feeling when he's out on the racetrack. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you've all had a fantastic week so far. Please share our videos and subscribe if you're watching on YouTube. We'll see you all back here next week.